Hey guys, I'm Chris.
And I'm Adam.
This is the Gamers Hall.
Alright, so this is going to be another addition to our DM Counterspells. And it is something that was brought to our attention by one of our good friends, Aaron, who likes to look into these things. And also our friend Kurt. You know, they've mulled this over, and they are our resident power players. We've mined them for an idea, and this is one that
Comes from Eberron.
Yeah, because of Eberron, my favorite setting, they've added the Artificer. And the Artificer is extremely cool class, so many versatility, so many versatile ideas that can be added to it, and versatility, good use of spells. It typically, I would consider an Artificer not to be overpowered in any way. I just think that they're a jack of all trades and they can do lots of things.
Yeah,
well,
I mean, the fact that they're half casters helps a lot. If they were full casters, oh man, this would be ridiculous. But before we get into this, if you guys like the content that we're putting out, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the video and turn that notification bell on.
Yep. But
anyways, let's get into this.
I'm sure they're going to have lots of comments about this one.
Oh yeah. So what is the build here?
Okay. Second level Artificer.
You need two people that are second level artificers.
They're buddy. They have infusions. One of them says, "Hey, I have a bag of holding infusion. What do you have?"
I also got a bag of holding infusion.
Oh, cool. What does that mean? Well, that means you have a holding hand grenade. Because in the rules for bag of holding, and I will read it verbatim, and I'm sure Chris will put this up on the screen, it says, placing a bag of holding inside an extra dimensional space created by a huge handy haversack, a portable hole, or similar item, bag of holding, instantly destroys both items and opens a gate to the astral plane. Well, that sucks for my item, but how is that bad? The gate originates where one of the items was placed inside the other, and any creature within 10 feet of the gate is sucked through it to a random location on the astral plane. That sucks. The gate then closes. The gate is one way only and can't be reopened. So, the hand grenade says, bye.
2 second level characters with Mage Hand can sneakily place a bag of holding, Mage Hand the other bag of holding into that one, and your big bad evil person or whatever is gone. They're not on this plane of existence. They're on another plane of existence, and we have thwarted evil or good, whatever.
And it says creature, but I mean that could be for objects as well. You could say it sucks in carts, and it can suck in an
parts of a building.
Yeah, parts of a building. I mean, it could just be a whole like Terminator 2 when he pops in, and you just see a bunch of stuff just go away. But this has been a thing in D&D for a long time, because this rule has been in bag of holding since at least 2nd edition.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember people making ballistas, and there was a bag of holding, and there was another bag of holding. The bag of holding was open, so whenever you fired this ballista bolt, the bolt would hit and it would crash, and the force would put the other bag of holding into the other bag of holding, and whatever's on that ship or whatever is gone.
You're creating a ballistic warhead. I mean, that's effectively what you're doing. You're creating a small, controlled nuclear device. And what has stopped most people from ever really doing this is the fact that it costs money, costs time, and bag of holdings are extremely useful. Every party generally ends up with a bag of holding. I don't know of anybody that's ever played D&D that not at least one person in the campaign has gotten a bag of holding or a portable hole.
I remember
haversack.
In Dungeons of the Mad Mage, my character had the Hewer's haversack and a bag of holding.
Yeah, because throwing items in it is just so good.
Yeah,
but the problem is now an artificer for only the amount of time it takes for a long rest. can create a bag of holding. That's it.
There's no money as they want.
Nope. Well, one, right? Because the rule of the
I'm saying
right.
I can
over
make
and
one.
over and
I can
over
make
again.
one
Right.
today. I can make one tomorrow.
Right.
If I don't have it now, I can make one next week.
I don't even have to hold it. It doesn't even have to be on my person. I can give it to this guy, and then he can go 500 miles in that direction because that infusion stays in place indefinitely. Right.
Until you create the same thing again, which the magic transfers to the new item, or you if you give up the infusion to learn a different infusion, then it goes away.
Or you do another infusion, and this happens to be the oldest infusion, and then it goes away. Okay.
Yes.
So the problem that we see here, and that other people on the internet have seen as well, is that it one shots anything. That's bad. Yeah, that's bad. As a DM, that's horrible.
They don't even have to use the mage hand. They could literally. One person just places the bag of holding here, and you catapult the other bag of holding into the new. Oh no, you can't do that at second level because a bag of holding weighs 15 pounds.
Right,
they have to upcast it.
You could just have your friend that's really good at throwing things throw a bag of holding into the other bag of holding or something. You can. There's lots of ways you could finagle at second level. Getting his bag of holding into another one.
Yeah. But the mage hand is typically the easiest.
Summon a familiar.
Oh.
A familiar just goes in.
Oh, can a familiar carry 15 pounds?
Yeah. Why couldn't, especially like a warlock that has the pack?
Most of the familiars are pretty small. They're tiny creatures.
But if you have
15 pounds is a lot to a tiny creature.
So it struggles a little bit. A Quasit, a pseudo dragon, or an imp for sure can carry 15 pounds.
Yeah.
If you're the warlock, just have a warlock buddy with the Pact of the Chain. He's got it at second level. He can have a familiar.
Yeah.
And he just goes, hey, imp buddy, carry this over to that one and put it in there. The imp is not going to be harmed by this at all because later he can just go, he's back.
Yep.
Because he's not dead. When you go to the astral plane, you don't die. It's not dead. First counterspell to this, creature sent there is not dead. So, just want you DMs to keep that in mind. Whatever creature they decide to holding hand grenade this into the astral plane, they ain't dead. In fact, they don't start dying. Astral plane has different rules. Time does not function in the astral plane. There is no time unless a whirling vortex of time happens.
They're Highlander immortal at this point.
Right. And so they can stay there indefinitely and be fine. And they'll remember that, you just got rid of me. Right?
How am I going to get back?
Yeah. And that something's got to be really careful because some things can just come back. So getting rid of a demon, a devil, an angel, certain fae, we'll just warp back to you. It's not going to work.
Not to mention, how angry would the players be if you ever did this to them?
Oh, gosh. Extremely angry. So,
playing in the astral dimension now, guys. Let's have fun.
Yeah, that's another...
With all the things that you put in there.
Yeah, because they all go there.
You guys have done this enough. We do it to you. Now you're there with them. What are you going to do?
Yeah, because it all could be going to the same point in the astral plane, so everything that they send there happens to go there.
Well, it does say random location. But a DM could make it the same random location.
Yeah, the random location the first time, because your magic has the same IP address. I'm just going to use that, so you're constantly pinging the same way. You need a VPN and make that go to a different place, because if not, the things you sent out are going to come back, because that could be another thing. Yeah. It does say it is a one-way only that can't be reopened.
Oh, man. Imagine the look on the player's face when they do this a second time, and the thing they sent through the first time is looking at them like, I got you. I'm coming. You wait until I figure out how to get there.
Yeah, because it does say the gate then closes. So if you have players that are willing to go to this level of FU DM, then play with that. That gate then closes. How long does it take for that gate to close? Instantly? Most people are going to read that? Or the gate thing closes slowly.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it have to be 6 seconds. Things close, but they don't have to go Not everything is instant.
Yeah, and maybe the second, third, fourth time you do this, maybe it starts to get bigger.
Yeah. Maybe it does.
Maybe it starts sucking things up in 20 feet, 40 feet, 60 feet. And by then, you're messing with the fabric of time and space so much. What kind of avatar is going to come after your group?
Here's another counterspell to this, because if the players are willing to do this, there are things called inevitables. Definitely look these up. They are constructs that uphold laws of the universe. One of the more important ones is the Marut, the law of death. Things are supposed to die. They're not supposed to be immortal. They're supposed to die. So it comes, and it makes sure you're dead. It goes after undead. It goes after people who prolong their life, indefinitely when they shouldn't.
Like liches?
Like liches.
Interesting.
So you could have an inevitable that is the inevitable of time and space. And I believe there was definitely one in 4th edition, and there was one, I'm pretty sure, in 3.5. I can't remember what it was called. It's not a Collier.
No, it's not important.
But there was one that upholds time. And ripping a hole in the fabric of space and time is definitely something that would annoy this creature. If you're constantly pulling that open, well, what kind of damage does that do? This is a bomb, right? That's what this is. It's an energy that's going and ripping a hole and then sucking back up. Well, what can start coming through because you keep deciding to blow up the plane you're in? What might happen? That's damage.
But it's one way, so nothing can come through, technically.
Yeah, but you're weakening the fabric of space and time, right?
That doesn't mean something else isn't creating something and then coming after the players.
Yeah, but just because this gate is open that way, that doesn't mean that the bubble that you're in, crystal spheres of Forgotten Realm, the bubble you're in, because that's a thing in that, maybe every time this happens, because you're not doing it the normal way, which is a spell that allows the door to open for you to walk through to go to the next plane. Well, no, you're literally blowing a hole through this wall, through this bubble, this crystal sphere, and it's weakening it constantly. You can have this be a problem. In fact, what a great epic campaign idea. Okay, yeah, guys, I've allowed you to do your bag of holding trick, 13 times now? Well, guess what? The world is now starting to get sucked into the astral plane because you guys have decided to do it too many times. Also, you've told other people about it, and they started doing it. So you've created a problem.
Yeah. People have heard your tales. They know about this, and other people are doing it.
Yeah.
And so, congratulations, some of the kings of nations are gone.
Yeah. You've created a huge power value. You created problems. Problems because you decided to give people one-way tickets to the astral plane.
Yeah, and what happens when you do it to the wrong person and they're powerful enough to come back?
Oh, super angry. Like you made me go to this place and then find a way back. Oh, I'm gonna mess you up. It ain't gonna work again.
This is probably going to infuriate some players, but when they're doing stuff like this, I honestly think that this is a very okay thing for the DM to do.
Yeah. So, infusion is putting your magical energy into an item. They have a certain amount of infusions, which you lead to the
second
assumption,
level. You get 2 infusions,
which lead to the assumption that all artificers maybe have a certain amount of energy, like a battery, that they're able to put from themselves.
You're putting some of your magical essence into this. So
that item has that magic. What happens when you destroy that item? Well, an artificer, a player, would just assume that it comes right back to them. Because if I stop thinking about it or do whatever else, then it comes back to me. But what happens when you annihilate the item you put it in there?
Yeah, because when you put a bag of holding into another bag of holding, the items are destroyed.
Yeah. This is, like I said, a bomb. Energy is let off. The materials, just like maybe in nature, when they explode, they're not the same anymore. They don't go back the way they were before. They change into something different. And the way you can fix this is you can say, hey, guess what? One of your infusions is gone now. You blew up your magic.
Yeah, you sacrifice your magical essence by destroying these 2 items. So now you only have 1 infusion at your 2nd level. Because, I mean, now granted, as a DM, I'd probably give my players this once, and I would hint to them like, hey, you did this, and, you know, they're gone. Everything that was in that 10 feet's gone. But you feel a small part of you kind of like fade away. You know, some of your magic essence has weakened.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe an Arcana check, or maybe I just straight up tell the player, you know that if you do this again, you won't be able to infuse as many items anymore. It's going to go down to 1.
Yeah. And maybe you have a crafty player that has actually taken the time to research what this might do, so he might know ahead of time, and you can drop the hints of...
You've heard about this before. Other people have thought about it, and they don't do it because of this reason.
Yeah, because they're going to lose it. So you can curtail this problem before it ever happens, and give them a weapon in their arsenal that the oh shit button, and then the big red button says, oh crap, we got to hit it. And then now it's a sacrifice that they're willing to make to get rid of this thing. So now that's not a problem. When a player is willing to make the sacrifice to accomplish something, that's okay. Big Baddie goes away because those 2 artificers say, you know what? For the remainder of this campaign, I'm willing to give up one of my artificer infusions just to stop them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you can create ways that they can get it back.
Yeah. What kind of quest do you need to go on to get your magical essence back or recharged so that you'll be able to do that extra infusion again?
Do you need to start basically sucking the energy out of other magical items that people have created? Or you know, you could get even really macabre about it. You could say, do you need to find magical creatures that you need to basically do energy vampire to suck their power out just to fill yourself? I mean, it could go a whole different direction.
Yeah, or maybe you make like contracts with these creatures, and they actually give you a little bit of their essence, and you have to find so many that are willing to give you that essence back.
Also, it could go into why they dipped a level in Warlock. They had to make a contract with an otherworldly creature just to get the power to get their infusion back.
Oh, man.
I mean, there's lots of cool ways to go about this, but what it comes down to is if your players are willing to eradicate one problem that for a DM you were expecting that to be really fun, cool encounter, or just something that needed to be there needs to be some consequences to their actions.
Yeah, well, I mean, also, I could definitely see some power players out there going, you know what, I'm going to do this because, you know what, I win.
Yeah,
because they have that mentality, players versus the DM. Not we're all here playing a game. We're all here trying to enjoy and have a good time. Like no, I'm here to win. And it's like, I don't know what you're winning at, since this is a cooperative game. And just because you defeated the big bad evil like that, they're not dead. They can come back. But like some people just have the mentality like, well, the problem's rid of. Yeah. Like it might come back, it might not. But right now it's dealt with. And we win.
So players that are watching this, if you're going to pull this off as well, because I know somebody's going to watch this and have, oh, that's a great idea.
Oh, yeah.
Please be nice to your DM and inform him that this is an option you're looking into, so he or she can have the time to come up with something that can work with it that won't ruin the campaign or ruin his fun, because you're going to ruin their fun, right?
Absolutely.
Anybody
not always, but mostly.
Yeah, because it's never going to happen like they expect it.
Oh, yeah.
A player is going to pull this out, or players, because it takes two. Players are going to pull this out at one random moment when you were not expecting it. And it's going to... It could completely derail a campaign. Completely derail a campaign.
Oh, yeah, because you just took the DM's, 2 to 4 hours of prep work, and or, possibly more depending on the DM, and made it to where everything just happened in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
All that prep work is down the drain.
What if you weren't supposed to kill the vampire? This evil vampire, this Strahd, because, hey, it can get rid of Strahd.
Yeah.
What if you weren't supposed to get rid of him? What if you were supposed to defeat him, but then talk to him because he has information about something else you need. But now the players just got rid of that.
Yeah, or what if you killed the creature, and what if that creature had actually a better purpose? Like this creature was kind of a menace to this town, but this creature being in this town was actually holding back a bigger danger.
Yeah. So another thing we need to talk about on this one is also the distance that it goes out. So it's like 10 feet, every creature within 10 feet. Well, you could also say that some creatures are too big to go through, so they can't pull this off on a purple worm. It's like, yeah, the hole is there. It caused some discomfort. You might say, yeah, it hurt it a little bit.
Yeah, but there are definitely going to be some players that are like, listen, rules is written. It says if it's within 10 feet, it gets sucked in.
Yeah, you can also say, yeah, screw you. Sorry, you're choosing...
It's too big to get sucked in?
It's too big to get sucked in. I mean, we've seen it in movies and TV shows when the creature that fights being sucked into a hole pulls itself out, or it's just too big. I mean, you could say, yeah, sure, you cut off a chunk of it. Yeah, it took 50 points of damage.
Yeah, it's big enough to suck it's big enough to suck the ogre in. It's not big enough to suck in the adult red dragon.
Yeah, you cut a neat sized sphere into its body. Nice. It's not necessarily dead nor gone. It's just really pissed off now.
Yeah.
And it doesn't specify exactly what it does. It just says it sucks in. So the hole could be just teeny tiny pinprick. Or it can be an actual 10
foot by 10 foot.
Yeah.
Or
20-foot sphere or cube. It doesn't specify what that looks like. And as a DM, you should use that to your advantage. Because all it says is it opens a gate. And it doesn't specify what it looks like. It just says it's a gate. It doesn't specify how long it takes for it to close. It just says it then closes. And
you could drag that out. You could make it immediate.
If anybody is willing to play the rules against you, you can do the same thing back to them. Now, that's the big issue of this is how antagonistic this is between player and DM. This is the big problem of this.
Oh yeah, because it's you're immediately killing story. Anything that, I mean, yeah, like essentially this person would just be like, oh, I'm just going to bag of holding every problem that comes into my way. And it's like, okay, but at the same time, what if you bag of holding too soon and then the bigger threat is now here?
Yeah. I mean,
it's like, oh,
just gotta have...
You bag of holding that vampire, good job. Here's the beholder. What are you going to do now?
Yeah. Well, beholder, actually, this wouldn't work against.
Why not?
All it has to do is look at the bags. Anti-magic. It just looks at the bags.
Would they lose their magical property as soon as
they don't function inside the...
Oh!
It's an anti-magic code.
That's kind of awesome.
They don't function. So as long as the beholder is looking at those bags,
so
or at least one of those
do
bags...
it behind the beholder or beside him?
Yeah. We have to somehow finagle it where it can't see it.
Yeah.
And all it takes is for that one time for it to go in there and it can just look at it, float away when it knows it's out of range, and then stop looking at it, and then it will affect it and go off. I mean... Intelligent creatures, don't let them fall for this crap. Let them go, wait, I know what that is. Hold on now. They might not understand what's happening, but it's like, wait, you're doing something weird. Let them figure it out. And I'm not usually one that would call foul and say anything's overpowered. But this is one time that I would actually say this is overpowered. But not for the fact that it's not for the fact that it is too strong, it's that it's too easy to abuse.
Yeah, I mean,
it can be stopped, it can be countered.
So much fun.
But you're doing this at second level with two people that are willing to do that, and that is not okay. That is not okay. Players, not okay. DM, also not okay. Funny if you want to put them into an astral plane real quick. A villain says, I'm done with you, and create a campaign out of that. I mean, you could start that way. You know, haha, he got one over on you. He made you hold this bag and then he threw another bag into it.
Yeah.
You know, or teleported in some way. I'm sure there's some spell you can come up with that teleports an object into another object or on another object or some crap like that.
I'm not sure. I mean, you could telekinesis.
Yeah. Just drop it. There's lots of ways to make that happen. But let's be honest. An I win button at any given time is not fun for everybody, and somebody is going to get their feelings hurt. So don't do this.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention, it's one of those things where if you want to end a campaign, this is what you do, because your DM is not going to have any want to continue the campaign. Because whatever you're doing, they're just going to look at it and go, oh, you guys are doing that again? We're just going to keep doing that?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, who wants to DM? Because I don't want to do this anymore. There's no fun in this. It's
I'm creating.
You guys keep doing the same thing. There's no even real point for me to create this new material or put any time into this session because this is all you guys are doing.
If this is going to be sacrificial, cool. That's fine. That's give and take. That is an honest option that players can have. I think that's totally fine because that is story driven. If this is just going to be to win, do not do this and stop it. DMs, players stop it. DMs stop it before it happens.
Yeah, because I mean, again, the whole point of the game is to have fun with each other, and I guarantee you, players, if this is what you're doing every session, your DM's not going to be having fun.
Yeah. So, sorry, this one was a bit of a rant. More than... Hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Maybe it'll create some discussions in your groups about what is okay and what is not okay, because that's really the purpose of this particular video, is what is okay and not okay. And maybe, you know what? You guys might have some other... holding hand grenade type scenarios of this thing with this thing create terrible situations that you would like us to talk about, and you would like to see me get angry that somebody's willing to do that. Put it in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah. But don't forget to subscribe if you guys like the content we're putting out. And
share.
Yeah, be nice to your DMs.
Yeah.
But until then, keep rolling those Nat 17s.
You know, I feel like you should just not roll any nats because there's no number to this. It's just boom, it's gone.
Oh yeah, there's no
this
save.
Is not natural.
There's no nothing.
This is not natural. This is not a natural roll. It's not okay.
It happens. It does. But all right, take care, guys.